it's cheaper that way.
Turns out the back fell off. Alright. So I wired this truck a little while ago, made the wiring loom for the man, and he's put it in, and he's got transmission issues. He said, we're blowing a transmission, and it doesn't seem to go like it should. It looks good, it looks smart, it runs, it starts nicely, but it doesn't quite do what it should. Well, I drove it here now. This is a possible issue.
You want a jump pack?
Yeah, I'm going to get a battery. The alternator light's been staying on, so I probably should solve that problem too. I think we should solve the alternator not charging first. I'm thinking now. I'm not sure what that alternator is. Oh, that's my head. It's not a Lexus one.
That might help you a little bit.
Thanks.
Holy shit. Nothing matters, it doesn't even want to start.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if they're not charging.
Well, this
if those batteries go flat, it still doesn't start.
Correct.
Alright, I got some work to do. First thing I'm going to sort is no charge and the throttle. I'll check the throttle. Really short. The cable is cranked up, so this should actually be sitting way back here. And there's only this much movement in the throttle, so that is not right. So I've got to sort out why this throttle, and it's possibly because the throttle body isn't functioning like it should. There may be a fault in it. So that's going to be my first diagnosis. So here we've got throttle position. It says it's at 14%. Got the cable disconnected. I open it and it goes to 38%. And the sub TPS, or the secondary TPS signal, which is from under here, is not functioning correctly. So I'm going to probe into here and see what voltages we've got. Supernova belt's routed in a different way to normal. We might have to look at that too. And our alternator definitely isn't charging down there. There's no charge.
Fine.
I found my TPS isn't working correctly.
Right. That was kind of obvious with the amount of how the throttle was all placed and positioned, because it didn't sound right that it was 14% with this on.
Well, I had a TPS code in it. P0120.
Right.
So I was checking resistances in here. And I've still got a weird resistance, but look here.
Has it got the right? A broken wire.
Broken wire right there.
The red one.
That's probably a good start, eh?
It's generally doesn't work by Wi-Fi. I think it's not as Bluetooth.
It's not a Wi-Fi or Bluetooth throttle body, no.
Get your dongle out.
Still don't work on
Leave
this
the
one.
dongle in your pants, thank you very much. So we don't want to see a dongle.
The heater core's looped, not meant to be looped either.
Oh no, you're meant to have them blocked off, otherwise they'll overheat.
Yes,
That's not good.
not good at all. So it just creates a circuit.
It bypasses the radiator.
Yeah, it can bypass. There's no cooling in there because the heater core's a little radiator
Yeah, it's a small
itself.
radiator, and it's a restrictor.
Whereas full flow, bypassing the
And you can't turn the tap off either.
can't turn the tab off. I don't know if I got a field check. There's no restrictor in the line. There's no blanker in the line.
I think you're saying. It's jammed up against this vacuum, which is this thing here too, which is not great.
I'm going to pull the throttle body off and repair that wire.
I'd say so.
And that's probably a good plan, eh?
Why is the engine so far forward?
Because you can.
What's the heater? That's the radiator piping.
That's the radiator piping there. Yep.
Good Lord.
Vroom vroom. That's working. Oh, nice new wire. New sub loop. Job done. On to the next issue. I also drilled out where this fits. I couldn't put the footage in of me removing that because the language wasn't pleasant. It was too tight in there, so I drilled through there. So this actually goes in and out now. So, what's on? We've just done the alternator. Kind of noisy, I know. I'll show you the system. There's an earth. And if I go to this terminal, this with us. Charging is 14 volts. I've looked at that battery. 28 volts. Down here is the alternator charging point. So it's a 24 volt system. This battery feeds the engine management and the starter motor, and that one, and both of them do the winch and vehicle. Alternator's done. I fixed the gear linkage issue. I was not doing skids. The gear linkage issue is the drive shaft. It's the filler rod and then it restricts the gear shift. Okay, so we've got an alternator charging. We've got the running issue, the throttle working. Next, I'm going to check the electronics. We've got the shifter moving, so it actually goes through the gears. But now I'm going to check the electronics to check the electronics are actually shifting like they should. Then the wiring down to the transmission. And then we're going to pull the pan off it, and we're going to put a pan on it that has the dipstick on the other side. It actually has a dipstick in it because I can tell just by driving it that the transmission fluid is not full. Either that or the torque converter is stuffed, which would be really bad. So I'm hoping, 95% certain, that it's going to be not enough fluid in the box. Yeah, the fan switch never got wired in, Jay, so it just runs off a switch inside the fans. Oh, and we put the belt on the correct orientation too. It was actually routed wrong, the fan belt. So up under here, under the dash, I've got the gear inputs. Is that plug? I've actually labelled them. Neutral, reverse, park 12. So 12 isn't a gear input, 12 is a voltage. I got this new tester thing. 12 volts there. It's presently in park, so it should have 12 volts at the park. It does. And then I'm going to move the shifter and check. It's got voltage at each of those. I'm also going to check that there's not voltage at any of the wrong pins. I should have 12 there still. And that will check that there it is. That there is voltage going through the gear selector switch on the side of the transmission. And then I'll go up to the solenoid plug and check the outputs from the solenoid plug.
We get another one.
Another one, all right. So I'm just going for a normal test light. Oh, look at that, that's good.
Be a little resistant.
Okay, so I got voltage here. This isn't the most easy vehicle to work on. It's hurting my knees. Okay, so we've got voltage at the 12 volts. And I'm going to go to the low. Can you shift it through the gears to low? So there's low. Put it through the rest of the gears, please, Chase. So that works, okay? And now I'm going to go to second. If you can duplicate that, please.
Second.
Yeah, I got no voltage in second. Wiggle it. Now I've got voltage. Now don't. Now do, now don't. Now do, now don't. Do you think that's going to be our problem? Why our solenoids don't work?
Floppy.
That'll do it, eh? Okay, now... Yeah. Drive. There it is.
It's about there.
I'm not even going to bother checking the outputs because that's the stuff up. There's our problem. So we need to fix the linkages. And maybe the switch actually seems to be okay. So this can go on the hoist tomorrow. And if you can have a bit of a look at the linkages for me, come up with an idea of the linkages have been bashed. Yeah, whether we need to drill some detents in here or the rubber bushes are ugly. Or there's too much pressure on.
Nah, it's like floppy.
Okay, well there's our problem why that isn't working. I haven't checked the outputs. I suppose I could manually bridge them, eh? Yeah. I'll just manually bridge it.
I'm trying to wire a thing with a PDM on it.
Yeah, you go wire your PDM, I'll come up with, I think I bought a jump wires. I bought the jumpy wires, I'll jump it and then I'll check my outputs and just bypass that, eh?
Hey, not set the shifter up on the, set the linkage on the gearbox.
No, I haven't done anything of that yet. The last thing I did was climb underneath it and found, because this wouldn't even move through, the shifter wouldn't move through all the gears, because the drive shaft smacks the filler for the trans, which then hits back and stops this moving, hits the linkage underneath the vehicle.
Right.
So that's why we're doing what we're doing. Right, I've already changed my plans. I was trying to do jumping wires, but that wasn't going to work. So I've confirmed 12 volts at the 12 volt. I've converted 12 volts at the low, and I've got 12 volts at solenoid number 1, which is in this plug here. And yeah, I went and marked it all, so it was fantastic. So that's solenoid 1, that's gear 1. So I move it into second. I'm going to confirm I've got 12 volts at second, which I don't because that shifter's wiggly. So I pull the shifter forward like that, so that's now second. And I should have 12 volts at S1 and S2, which I do, and not S3. And then I go into drive. And so I go into drive. Oh, shit. it's like halfway in between. So drive is even worse. It's almost up in like a neutral. Well, if I hold it there like that, I can get it in drive. Right, I'm not sure we're going to see this. Now I'm going to hold it in drive, and I'm going to have voltage. There's drive, okay. I meant to have voltage at number 2. I've got voltage in drive. That's because the overdrive switch will be switched. The overdrive switch was switched. Ah, look at that. Now I've got voltage at number 2. If I switch the overdrive switch, that can't be the overdrive, that must be lock up. So that's working. Solenoid 3. And so that's lock up. That's in 4, yep, okay. So that's the lock-up switch and the overdrive switch. I'm going to mark them properly and we're going to mount them up on the dash, I think. So that stuff is working now. I haven't confirmed it under the box. I'm going to get the guys to sort this out. Jason, Shay will sort, because that's drive is like in all the wrong places. Sometimes they get in with the die grinder and they grind under there, but that needs sorting. So they're going to fix the linkages. Electronically up here it's working, so we will continue with this. And so these shift boxes are really simple. Guys often ask me how they work. Well, you put it in the low, and it's in low, it's in first gear. You move it, the shifter to second, it's in second. You move it to third, or drive, it's in third, and the overdrive button toggles between fourth and third. Real simple. Where the shifter is, it's where it is. You can also use buttons, it's got buttons on as well. Electronically this is working. I wired it originally, but mechanically it's not working because that shifter switch isn't putting it in the right gears. So we'll address that. Fingers crossed. Oh, Aaron's changed the gearbox because the trans, he did have a one with 3-pin plug on it. It's now got I think it's got an 8-pin, or 6-pin. So I'll check the wiring underneath, basically the same as what I just did there, to check which solenoids are working at the right time. So D is in the right place. It's in the D now.
Yeah.
Was it the shifter or did you?
The switch was fucked. The switch was just light the shit.
So you changed the switch, sorted the switch out.
So
linkage wise.
So I pulled all the linkages apart up
Yes.
the top.
Good.
And it didn't make any difference. I
Okay.
could put doing some bushes in the bottom of the shifter,
Okay.
but meh, I put a washer on one side. And then it still wouldn't work. And I laid down underneath the gear down there and clicked it like went through and clicked it in with a test light under it and shorting it out on the drive shaft. Don't worry about that. May have blown the fuse.
He's a pussy.
May have blown the fuse. And it still didn't go into the light. Still wouldn't like it wasn't going into the switch. So I adjusted the switch and put it all back together, and now it works.
Good.
It's still floppy, but when you
Okay.
click it into gear,
Yep.
it's fine. It works.
Okay. Cool.
So,
Awesome. Awesome.
and the top of the shifter thing is a bit funny anyway.
Yeah. And
Sweet.
did you get four drive? Did you get high low?
Oh, I don't understand how that stuff works when there's not.
You're a two-wheel drive man.
Yeah,
Yeah. Sticking with two-wheel drives.
still two-wheel drives.
Okay. So you've got that
This is
that
neat.
working. Okay. So I can go for.
and the brakes are. I gave up on the brakes because they need a rebuild.
Okay.
For the front brakes, there was no brake pads left.
Okay.
The rear brakes is just done wheel cylinders, and I gave it a quick adjust, and now it has a sort of a pedal. But it was.
Okay, we'll drive with no brakes.
It's got some now,
Okay, cool. I'll go for a drive soon.
and now it changes gear. It's really harsh going back to first though.
Okay. Right, we're just giving Aaron's a bit of a test drive. These grippy tyres.
Fuck yeah. That's all four wheels fucking tearing it up.
Right. Right, I've set up buttons just for a test drive. I've just done a video on how the manual shift box works. A little bit of water down here. Look, some more water. Down she goes. We can't go too silly today because the brakes are marginal.
Oh, that means non-existent.
Oh, it's got some. I think it's got. I got heat. You got heat?
Yep. Yep.
The face of the gauge fell off.
That's a shit gauge.
You have to explain to the owner that the face of the gauge fell off. Put it in the glove box.
That's a shit gauge, man.
Yeah. So off we went, forward driving, having a good time test driving the vehicle. But every now and then, we got a major misfire and the engine wouldn't run properly. Let's have a look what we found. I'm in the injector plug right here. I've got my LED test light. I've got 12 volts. Very carefully pop into here. And you can see the LED is flashing. You'll see it intermittently, but it is flashing. That's the side that's working. This is the side that's not working. Check the blood. No flashing. Injectors are not pulsing, is it? VVti malfunction. Igniter malfunction could be because I've turned it off. Straight back to you. VVti malfunction. Get it off. Okay, start it back up. See if it starts on all 8. No problem. I better let Aaron know he's on his way up. That's all right. At least we gave it a little final test drive and I did it here. Right. It's small and it's metallic. Test drive. Backup plan.
Was that your crank sensor or was it?
That's the cam sensor, VVti cam sensor on the right hand side.
Ah, and there's a piece of metal inside that area. Okay.
We checked the cam timing. In that time we checked the cam timing, changed that sensor. Aaron told me I didn't drive it hard enough in the past. Oh, scanter, where's the scanter? Aaron said I had to drive it a little bit harder. Actually a little bit misfire, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, we lost it then?
I think it could be. We might have to check the fuel.
Nah, it's not on the fuel, man. It's still injectors off.
Yeah.
Everything's good though?
Yeah.
Hey cows!
Look at them, they're all like curious. Like, what are you guys doing?
Cows are really scared, eh? Oh no, there's a truck coming. It does feel flat now. Oh no, it's okay.
What's happening? What is happening here?
Redoing the fences and stuff and redoing the paddocks and working them up.
Oh, really?
Regrassing. Dumps.
Goes quite well.
It's actually holding pretty well.
Principles not what? They do.
Well, that might be out of gas.
Yeah. Damn, boy.
How much gas did he put in it?
Who?
Aaron.
I'd say
Like all.
5 litres.
Plug that scan to one. Righto, so I'll tell you what's been going on. We changed the VVti cam position sensor. Had that bit of metal on it, which was kind of a bit weird. And I thought that might have been the issue. And I've seen that before on these things. It tested a little bit funny. I wasn't really happy. It was like right at that far end of the spec. So another one, we had them in the workshop. And went for a drive. And I told to drive it as hard as I could to see if it played up. I was hoping it was just going to be a funny afternoon, but it did end up faulting. So we got it back into the workshop and started doing some checking. And we checked the wiring from the ECU out to the VVti position and the VVti solenoid, both on that right hand side. We have a bit of a look what we find.
Nero, the hole?
Yes, that's the right hole. Don't get the wrong hole.
Yeah.
Aaron made it a little tricky for us, eh?
A little bit.
But I've checked that OCV,
Yep.
output control valve circuit now from the ECU. I would have actually liked to show the whole job, but I just don't have time. We didn't quite understand Aaron's modification in here, what we do now. Aaron, we may have lost one of your little blue things. Gone is that, and I'm fairly confident. We just banged a second-hand one in, and fairly confident that the second-hand one will actually do the job better than these aftermarket crap. We'll diagnose that another day. I have actually used the parts cannon a little bit today with the position sensor. It did actually test a little bit different in resistance, so I said bugger it, I'll just bang another one in. Because I've got them and I'm in a hurry and the man's on his way. It's about a 4-hour drive to get here, and it decided to play up today. Not that you can see it. Solenoid coat's done. Got it. We go for a test drive? There's got to be some wipers somewhere. One of these buttons has got to be wipers, because there's wipers on the windscreen.
Yeah,
That one.
Yeah.
Sort of, it's more like move, just move. moving mud.
Yeah. No, that's better. Oh, are they homing?
No, they don't home.
That's low.
Which track are we going up?
Ooh, I fucking don't. I don't want to pick. Don't make me pick it. Straight up there.
That one?
Yeah, well.
Roger that. Here you go. I need your hands.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
We're in first.
I hope so.
I need your hands and then I drove with one hand.
Yeah. You just had to look at those style points, eh?
You filming it up front or?
I hope so.
We really don't want to close the power going up a spot like this. Straight up?
Nah, fuck it. Fuck that.
Try going by the motorbike.
Guy, fuck just eats it for breakfast, doesn't it?
Here's a new water trough. He's not hit the water trough.
It's not even hit the old water trough, eh?
Yeah, it goes pretty good. Brakes would be nice here.
Nice. Did you guys just put that rock there just to make it difficult? Yikes, lucky.
This is a lot steeper than it looks like.
Yeah. Yeah.
I used to drive my Subaru up there.
Yeah.
My Forester.
You took the fucking samurai up there.
Oh yeah, that's
Singing.
we're good. Just don't put the customer's truck on its roof.
Yeah, don't
Or if we get to put it on its roof, make sure we send him photos. Hey, I don't know if we can fit through there. We fit through there in a Suzuki.
Yeah, this thing's a fucking bit of a beast, man.
I don't think we'll fit, eh?
And you got a sharp turn after that.
Yeah. Sucks.
The lock on this is bad.
Yeah, I know. Don't take Land Cruiser where we take Suzuki.
No, the Suzuki's like that much more fucking agile.
Oh, oh no. A button still worked. I clipped it back in a second and the button still worked. Cool.
Fucking grips, eh? Shit grips. Whoa. Oh, fucking moly. The Corolla will definitely not get through here. Oh, that's a good turn.
It's really tight here.
Fuck yeah. It's like that marker racing that they do, eh? You're not allowed to touch the marker. And it's like an impossible fucking turn. Nailed that. But you use that stump for assistance. Hey. And you're filming. Where are we?
There's a rock for you to hit. So that's it, there you go.
Ooh.
There's your rock.
Hold it, hold it.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
You good? Should we go down the bottom one? I think we should. That was stinging needle on my elbow.
Oh, not the nettle. We're good. Slope is straight up in the bush. Holy moly! I don't think we're gonna. It's rotten, but I don't know if we get that. It's a bit of a big boy. Holy moly!
It's not there now.
It's stuck in our ass. It is, eh?
Did we get rid of it? Or are we dragging it?
We're dragging it.
It's caught under a knuckle.
Oh, it's a fucking trunk!
Oh, it's a log.
It's a fucking trunk, mate!
It's good.
Holy moly!
Jump in. Like you shut that other door. Go lock that way. Look at it in reverse. Yeah, like that, yep. Just nice and gentle backwards. Keep going. Okay, good. Yeah, it's not going. Forward. I didn't bring a chainsaw. Actually, hard lock the other way. Flick it to first gear. No, hard lock the other way. First gear. Give it a nail. Okay, back you go. Round that way, yep, like that. That's it. On camera. I can't really get this one wrong, can I? I've already got it wrong.
Yeah, let's go back. Start again. Oh, we're done.
Holy shit burger. We're not stuck there.
No. Yeah. Whoa! Oh, nearly. So fucking close. Fucking close. Oh, watch that back one.
Neutral. Back into drive.
Not a scratch.
And then we can click it down to first. But if I put it back to second, buttons stop working. Okay, so it has to be in drive. Click it down, click it up.
Lead ahead, mate.
We're good? Woo!
Not even a scratch.
Yeah. Up, click it down. I was wondering what just happened because it just changed gear. I'm like, it's a manual shift box, I can't change gear. My co-pilot changed my gears. Hey, goes better now.
Yeah.
I actually really like those lights on the dash, eh?
The lights on the dash.
Yeah, the 3 lights on the dash. I really like them.
Oh yeah.
I might leave them there for Aaron, actually. So there you go, Aaron. Except the buttons, to do with some nicer buttons. Right, I think we're done. There's possibly
Debris.
carnage.
Whoa, that's a big stick.
Thanks. That's not as big as the log we had stuck under us.
No. The thing is, with that, you gotta watch out.
Oh, I do like that. Maybe you could just leave it here. I'll just give them the money for it. It was good fun.
What's it worth?